Well, Greg and I wrapped up pretty late last night, but let me show you guys what we got done. It turned out fantastic. Maybe not. Well, it is time to get rolling on the Dakota to get those few last things done. I'm about to pull the seat out, the shifter out, and the dash out. Now, I'll go ahead and probably pull all this stuff out quick and then show you the process on removing the dash. I just realized that I'm gonna have to get up into the attic and get the good dash. So maybe I should do that first. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And it's not too hard to push back in if we need to. So, but I'm gonna get to tearing this thing down, and I'm gonna work on putting the drive shaft safety loop in first, because we probably should do that before we worry about carpet or anything else like that. So let me pull the seat out, and I'll get right back with you. Okay, seat's out, and now I'm going to work on taking off all the trim panels and stuff in here. I might even work on taking the glove box off. I don't know if I have to, but I'm going to strip this thing down, and then we'll jack the front of the truck up and work on getting that drive shaft loop installed. So while I'm waiting on help for that one, I'm going to go ahead and keep tearing this thing down. So here we go. Okay, I'm making good progress, but I got a little ahead of myself there. So I pulled the cover off, I pulled the cluster out. The cluster is only held in with 4 screws. I pulled the switch off for the headlights. You can see the pigtail hanging out right there. And now I'm pulling this glove compartment piece off, and it's actually pretty easy. There's like a screw down here, and then if you guys can look, maybe, I don't know, we'll find out. There's screws all along this ridge. There's 2 screws to take out the ashtray, which go in right here. You just need a long screwdriver. And then there's one last screw here. And this whole assembly actually comes up, which makes it really nice and easy. I wish I would have known this before I did my Terminator X install, because with this out, maybe I got some stuff. Oh yeah, there's some harness tied to it. With this out, you can get to the back behind it really, really easy. And you can also get to these screws for this harness. Get a bigger battery. There you go. Just a little bit more power. That helps. Maybe that battery's dying. There you go. And then the whole glove compartment comes out. I've got something attached over here though. What is this? Looks like there's a wire line still, so it should be able to come off whatever it is. Alright. that is cool. That really helps. Something's making noise. And then I can get in here and look at all this stuff. And I want to try to get this harness hanging as much as possible before I pull the dash out. So just gonna get after it. Just a lot of screws, taking our time, being careful because these plastic pieces are brittle, and pulling it all out. Okay, so I don't have much left to pull this dash out. The last things I gotta do here, I'm gonna have to drop this fuse panel, which is actually just held on with two 10mm bolts. See if I can get in there and do that. One here. Bingo. Make sure you don't lose them. Make sure your batteries get connected as well before you do this. Probably what should have done a long time ago. Get that on out of there. Very good. Now, I already disconnected the e-brake. Now I gotta do the hood, latch, handle. There we go. Bingo. I'm gonna pull some of this wire through so it just kind of hangs. And we are just about ready to pull this dash out. I gotta also drop the column, and I'll do that real quick while I'm here too. These are also 10mm bolts. Maybe not 7/16. And then I'm gonna hold it up. Be careful not to lose your screws. Sweet. Now, on each side, see if I can show you all here. There's these screws right here. You just have to back them out a little bit because it's going to slide up and off this when we're ready. So I'm going to do that on both sides. All right, you can see how I backed that bolt out right there. So it's just backed out. It's not all the way out. You don't have to take it all the way out. The last thing we got to do is there's screws up here every so often, and they're 8mm screws. So I just got to pull those 8mm screws out. This one's going to be kind of difficult because it's cracked and buried. So I'm going to have to do some engineering to dig that out, but we're pretty ready here. So let me get my tools ready. That one. Oh, that went all of them. All right. Well,
you have the bottom ones, or did you already take them off?
Yeah, they're loose. It broke it out of here.
You got this thing straight. All right.
Well,
I see what. Okay.
so
I feel you.
so I just broke these out. So don't do that because they're still in there. But hey, the dash is out. This is the old one, so I gotta figure out how we got this. So we still have some harness up though.
Oh, there's this right here.
I'm just trying to figure out how this harness comes out. Oh, there's a screw there.
Yeah, I think there was screws, remember?
Yep.
Yeah, because we did this in the other truck.
All right. Good morning. Getting back after the Dakota today. Tore it all down last night. Wanted to show you all a little something that's interesting. That spot right there is from a engine fire that I had before this thing was put up, and then subsequently wrecked in a parking lot. I had no idea that that little spot was there, so I guess my truck's got a tattoo of sorts, right? I wanted to go over something on the dash real quick because I wasn't able to like show it and get a good angle on it, but since it's out, let me show y'all kind of how that wire loom runs. So it runs along this channel here and it screws in a couple places. So it screws in here and here, and this is where like the dash is, like where your gauges are. So it's a little hard to get to, but that whole plastic piece actually just screws in right there. There's another place where it screws too. I just don't remember where it's at. I think it might be like right here or something. And then there's also a ground that you got to undo, which is right here. And I believe this is where the other harness screws in. So make sure you don't forget to get that stuff off, and don't try to yank it without, you know, pulling those screws out. It's real hard to do and film at the same time, but if you take your time when you're doing it in the truck and just don't force anything, I'm sure you can find all that stuff out. Additionally, you guys, if you're doing it at home in your own truck, it's going to be a little different because I have removed the AC a long time ago. So all those components and stuff are not there. So it makes it much easier for me to get it out. So if you're doing it yourself, take your time. Don't force anything. And you should be good to go. But this is good. This is out. We definitely got some cleanup and stuff to do. But I'm going to do a couple things first. I'm going to lay out the carpet in the sun so it stretches out and flattens out, because right now it's in a box. And then I'm going to get to jacking the truck up and seeing how I'm going to put this drive shaft safety loop in. So let me pull that carpet out, lay it all out, and then I'll show you all that and we'll go from there. So this is the carpet. Gotta say, it looks really, really nice. So we'll let that sun kind of beat down on it, and might help it stretch it out a little bit. Maybe not too, but let's see what happens. But can't wait to have that in the truck, and that means I'm getting closer to being done. Let me show you all this drive shaft safety loop. So here's the drive shaft safety loop. Just some brackets that bolt to the bottom of the truck. So I've got to get it up in the air and see where I'm going to put all this. So let me do some brainstorming and get back to y'all. This bolt right here is actually holding up the drive shaft safety loop. What I'm concerned about is this is a channel for the seat, and there's a gap, like you can see it in between this metal and the floor, and it's, you know, depending on where the floor is at, it's going to be about an inch or so. So my concern there is I don't want to squash this floor down. So I'm debating if I need to cut it, but I think I need to move that bolt anyway. Let me get underneath the truck with you guys. So in order for these drive shaft safety loops to work and pass tech, you have to measure 6 inches from the middle of this U-joint back, and the drive shaft safety loop has to be within this area. If it's not, it won't pass tech. And I'll show you the floorboard. This is the bracket for the drive shaft safety loop, and eventually it'll have this piece here, you know, and then kind of leave it there for now, and you see it'll enclose the drive shaft so it's nice and safe in case you have a U-joint break on the front of the motor. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just getting it laid out to figure out where I can drill these holes. I gotta drill holes on both sides. I'm really hoping, like if you look over there, that you're not gonna have to remove this exhaust to get to that. We'll see. But I'm just kind of working with a little bit at a time. I'm probably going to need a second set of hands here, so I'll wait till I get that, and then I will give you guys an update once we get it in. Here's the final product, ladies and gentlemen. It is in there. It was a little bit of a chore. I'll show you what we did on the top side in a second. But it's in, it's not going anywhere. It's not touching the drive shaft. Bolted to the floorboard. Greg came out and helped me. I could not have done this by myself. But I'm really, really happy with it. One thing to note, there's a gap here. You can see my finger in this gap. We've got an aluminum spacer, and I'll show you in just a second, taking up that room, and it really seems to work really well. So plenty of room on each side of the drive shaft. You can probably see some down here as well. And yeah, now we can move on to the rest of the stuff. We also replaced the transmission mount. You can see that baby right there. The other one was cracked, and I'll show you that as well. Wanted to show you guys why I changed out the transmission mount. Look like there's a huge crack, and it's on both sides. In fact, I think this side you can even move around some. Well, can't see it with the light, but yeah, you can see the inside of the metal there. So this dude was done. He's old and replaced now, so don't have to worry about it. So we've gotten a lot of work done. We got the drive shaft safety loop in. What I did was I cut out some reliefs so we can put both in there. I think I've already talked to you guys about that. And now we're working on the inside of the truck, and what we've done is cleaned up all the wiring, which I know it doesn't look that clean right now, but believe me, it actually is. I've got the floor cleaned out. We actually ran new speaker wires to some brand new speakers back here. Gotta have some jams. And now we are working on the carpet, and I'll show you what we got going on. Greg's already out here doing it. He is cutting it because it's trimmed to fit. Do we need to cut it with a razor blade?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Pun intended.
I have a red one hanging up. I'll go find it. It's kind of hard to see here in the shade, but we've got a line drawn for the back that we need to cut. So we're going to do that first. And do some more trimming to get it to where we need it before we mark the holes for things. So, more progress. Here we go. Okay, we got the carpet all trimmed up and in place. It looks really, really good. Now we're going to show you a really cool trick that I learned off of Vice Grip Garage. I am not going to lie, I didn't know this worked this well until we did it. But you take a what do you call it, punch, and you get it really hot, and you carefully line it up. Bingo! It makes a perfectly circle hole, goes through the plastic. Awesome. That is so cool. What a cool trick.
Simple.
And so we're gonna locate the rest of them. I may have to come up underneath the truck and put a little like pick through them so Greg can see them and identify them, and then do this from the top side.
Yep.
But yeah, we're just gonna continue to do that, and we'll get back with you. All right, we just swapped out the VIN on the new dash from the old dash. This dash is minty fresh. And now it's time for us to throw it in place. So here goes nothing. Well, I was just editing the end of this video and I realized the closeout clip has no audio. So let me do this again. Let me show you guys the end product of the new interior on the Dakota and how it came out with the new carpet and the new dash and actually the newish seat, but it's already been in the truck for a little while. But it definitely deserves a pick-me-up, and I think it really came out well. You can just take a gander for yourself. It looks like a brand new truck in here. I'm so happy to have that brand new dash in here. No Cletus and no roadkill. Again, I love Cletus and roadkill, but the stickers weren't there because of my utter support for them. They were there to cover up some scratches and stuff on that dash. So I like to have it as factory looking as possible. Of course, you got the, I've got my Terminator X screen here and the shifter, but man, that carpet looks so nice. Like, I couldn't be happier with the way it came out. And the interior is complete again. The only thing I really need are some really good door panels, but these will do the job for now. And I've, painted them and clear coated them, and they clean up all right. So one thing I'm really glad I did was I put those tunes in, so we got new speakers in the truck. And now it's time to work on a few more things and get ready for Race Week 2021. And that's going really well. I will tell you that I have shot a video since this one, and it's me going on a road trip, and you're gonna have to see how that road trip pans out, because it was almost 200 miles. And well, just tune into the next episode and you'll see what happens. So got a few more things to do. I'm gonna start fitting some things in the back, and just some little kind of miscellaneous stuff to get this thing finally ready. But at this point in time, it's fully legal for Raceweek 2.0 and NHRA. I've got the drive shaft safety loop in, I've got the neutral safety switch in, the carpet for my class for Race Week, it's all there, the battery switch, and it all works. So that's nice to have that off my plate. Not to mention I bought a legal helmet, which is very important as well. So man, that's all I'm gonna have for today. If you haven't subscribed and you're liking these videos and they help you out in some ways, please do so. If you really like them, share them with your friends. And remember, we got Rocky Mountain Race Week coming up soon, and I'm gonna try to do a video every day of that. And I'm extremely looking forward to to the whole Rocky Mountain Race Week. Well, I guess it's Race Week 2.0, but I just can't wait. Let's just put it that way. So come along with us. Got a couple more vids of getting prepared for that, and then we'll be on our way in about 2.5 weeks. So thanks for coming along. Until next time, you know the deal. Y'all be good.